All right.
Love it. Most people scroll past news like this. Millionaires study it. Today, Quan and I will dive into the $1 million ideas that could turn into a lucrative business for you. I am Shamar Star Cox, TV producer and marketing coach. My goal is to help 6 and 7 figure business owners get seen and get paid by creating binge worthy videos on social media.
And I'm Quanda Renee, and I'm just happy to be here. I like that. I was just thinking, like, before we came alive, I love how you come out so polished, and then I come like just rough around the edges. Like, I'm here, y'all.
That's so
I
funny.
that's the balance, though. You know what I mean? I think it breaks from that. This has to be traditional life. We have to do this. Star's the planner, and I'm just spontaneous. Okay, I'm the spontaneous worshiper that's just gonna be on the floor doing all that extra stuff because that's just me. But I'm super excited to be here. Let us know in the chat if you're where you're watching from, where you're tapped in from. Super excited to be here today. We got a great show planned for today. Super excited about some of the topics. We're going to talk about our main topics, AI and wealth, and wherever else we go with this. So I'm excited to be here.
That part right there. And that's my timer saying wrap it up. I'm kidding. We just started. If you hear something that you really like, feel free to drop that in the chat as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We are happy to answer. So I do want to start here because I know our show is going to pivot to other things. But I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw this article that said Tyler Perry donated $1.4 million to Snap, right? So a lot of you may have known, should have known, that Snap was pretty much muted for most of November, actually, all of November. So like the last payout was October, and then November they didn't pay out because of the government shutdown, right? And so as it kept seeming like the government was going to stay shut down, Tyler Perry stepped up, decided to donate $1.4 million to Snap. I really found this um, article very interesting for two reasons. One, when I see millions of dollars, I'm going to read it, right? Number two, when I went to those comments, these people, the mindset, oh my goodness, the man donates $1.4 million of his money, and people were not grateful or satisfied. They felt like he should have donated more. They felt like he should have donated to something else. And I'm like, who are you to be clocking his money like that?
Yeah, that I expect that from people that don't have that kind of money and people that are trapped in poverty. One thing that I can say about wealthy people is we don't discuss other people's money. Like that, there's like this silent code where like we're just focusing on opportunities, we're focusing on the vision and
Mhm.
building. But can you imagine being able to donate $1.4 million? Like, what? Like, he's literally helped stimulating the economy.
Yes.
with,
And
with Go ahead.
that's the part that I really love is the fact that he decided I'm going to donate to this. He didn't have to. And I'm
Exactly.
pretty sure he thought about those moments when he was in his car, could barely eat, had nowhere to live. And he's like, I'm not going to let the government do this. And you know, it's very interesting how it costs $42 billion to fund food stamps every month. Is it month or I think it's year? My bad. I think it's year. Month would have been wow. Uh,
Right.
but could you imagine if we had 42 business owners or celebrities that donated $1 billion, right? Like that would have shut the government down altogether. Like we don't need you. We'll
Yeah.
just we'll just keep doing this ourselves. And I feel like that's what really attracted me to the article because there's a lot of people who are relying on this unreliable government
Yeah.
when in all actuality, we the people are the ones who put the government in place. We the people can get rid of the government at any time we want, and we can fund whatever we want to fund, especially when you are a millionaire, especially when you have wealth. Wealth gives you options. That's what I love most about that article, even though they didn't say that. That's just how I took it.
This is for entertainment purposes only. YouTube, do not shut us down for talking about the government. Sometimes they flag you for crazy stuff like that. They think you're pushing something, but no, it's true. I think if we all tapped into our own wealth, we could overthrow. Is that the best word to say? I don't know if that's the best word to say, but like at least Name one other person that we saw publicly that stood up and said, you know what, I'm going to give, I'm going to sow because there are kids that
Exactly.
depend on this. And I think that's something I respect about Tyler Perry is that he always finds a way to come through. He just donated $100,000 to a church that went viral a couple weeks ago, and they were like bad mouthing the preacher, and Tyler's just like, hey, I'm just gonna do this. And he did it secretly, but he told the pastor, make sure you say my name. Make sure you let him know that I sent you that money. So he is
Yes.
somebody that I really admire. And I think it's because of a lot of the hardships that he went through that he knows what it's like to be on government assistance. He
Mhm.
knows what it's like to live in a hotel. And I think those experiences will keep you humble and make sure you give. And it's just like, if you in a place in your life where you could just give $1 million and it's just like whatever, and
Part.
then knowing that that's going to come back to you. I'm sure there's some
Yes.
type of write off
Yes.
somewhere, and even the principle of you reap what you sow. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
shout out to Tyler Perry. If you're watching Uncle Perry, we love you. And if you ever want to donate to the show, we are wide available. My bank, I will give you the wire transfer information. Just let me know.
That part, all those parts right there. And I just really love that you talked about that. You touched on a couple of things. One thing you said was he gave it secretly, but then he said, make sure you say my name, right? Now, there are some people who are big mad that he gave to Snap secretly, but we found out. But my thing is, I ain't mad. We should find out who's donating. One,
Yeah.
because generosity is contagious. When one person does it, another person goes, oh, why didn't I think to do that? And then donate as well. Some people think he was donating just to get publicity. And if he was, who cares? Some people still needed to eat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just like people try to vilify all of those things. And then the second thing is I kind of lost my train of thought, but I think it was I can't remember what the second thing was. But my point is as we grow in our wealth, oh, that's what it was. That $1.4 million, that could have just been his tithe. And he was just like, Lord, I'm gonna just tithe it to Snap today. And I just the mindset, I don't even know what his mindset is, but my mindset of all the things of what this could have been, it's very inspiring because those who are aspiring to build wealth, those who are already building wealth, those who are millionaires, billionaires, and whatnot, right? Like we should get to a point that $1.4 million is not a dent in our pockets. Right?
Mhm.
People were mad because it wasn't a dent in his pocket, but it's like he is not the government, nor is he the president. I didn't see Trump donating $1.4 million to Snap. He wanted to keep the shutdown going. All right, I sound mad. I'm just
I love that for us. I love that for Tyler Perry. I love that he overcame all those obstacles
yeah,
growing up and he just surpassed. He built a successful, thriving business just by entertaining people, by
exactly.
making people laugh. Um, I heard him talk about how he was going to seminary school because he felt like he was called to be a pastor.
Mhm.
And so he was given his, I don't know, their sermon or whatever they call it. And the person that was in charge, the professor was just like, nah, like this ain't for you. Just never preach again. Like just crush his
Oh,
dream.
preach again.
Right. And that pushed him to the entertainment world where he preaches, but it's in another way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
giving people hope, it's giving people laughter. So I love that. To be able to, and that's like one of my prayers is like, God, let my tithes be like that. Let
Mhm.
my tithes testify where, my church, I could sow that into them and they could feed the whole
That
community.
part.
You know what I'm saying? So I thank God for that. I also saw this man that was going viral on TikTok. You took his own funds and he began to open up like a food bank in his front yard
Oh,
for
I
the people
love
in his
it.
area. Yeah, and so they were doing all that they can, and he was crying on the video, and because he went to his mailbox and somebody just gave him a wad of cash and then
Mhm.
gave him like a scripture and just said, keep doing what you're doing. So
Yeah,
you may, God put something in your heart for you to do it. You never know who's watching you, and God
mhm.
he gonna fund it. He gonna fund it. So anybody
That's
that's been affected by the government shutdown, you'll be okay. I think that's just a wake up call for us not to depend
that.
on worldly
That.
systems.
That
Yeah.
and that's the part that I'm so happy you brought that up. That's the part that I really want to drive home because during this time, it really I already knew it, but I feel like it really honed in. I really honed in on the fact that the government is not my provider. Neither are my clients because I know there's business owners. I'm one of those business owners where like our businesses was doing one level and now it's at a different level. And we like, yo, what's going on? And the reality is like God refocused me to show me that he's always my provider. And at
Absolutely.
any time that I think I need money, I shift my focus. Lord, just show me how. Because not all the time do I need the money to do whatever I need to do. Sometimes it's just a door, it's an opportunity, it's a person. So I'm like, whatever resources you want to send my way, feel free to send it my way. But the government really is not our provider. And there are some people where they just rely on that. So they probably did struggle during this time. But I am happy to announce that SNAP has been released. So
Yeah.
even though he donated that 1.4 million, they did finally make the decision to release SNAP. I mean, they had to. They were forced to release SNAP, so people are receiving that now.
Yeah. Can you imagine and to carry the weight of showing up for work and never knowing where you're going to get that check? Like
Girl, that
that is a lot. And I think that is our key, our sign to build our own wealth, to generate our own wealth. It's easier
part.
than ever. Now we literally have so many tools, and there's a lot of tools you can use starting for free. Everybody has access to ChatGPT.
Mhm.
I was talking about a couple of days ago, I was giving people like an AI business idea. I was saying, this is what you want to do. I said, think of a lucrative business. Maybe it's med spas, maybe it's plastic surgeons, maybe it's car dealerships. And I said, what you want to do is go in Google and type in whatever that industry is in your area. Then you want to pull up all the reviews that you're seeing. Focus in on the bad reviews. Those bad reviews are going to tell you that there is a problem that needs to be solved. You're going to take all of those reviews, copy them, put them in ChatGPT, and say, hey, based off of these negative reviews, what type of business can I create using AI to solve these people's problems? And boom, you have something lucrative. Of course, you're going to have to do the work. Of course, you're going to have to show up. Of course, you're going to have to, reach out to these people, position yourself as how you can take them from X to Z. You know what I'm saying? But their opportunities are available to us like never before. So there's no reason. I read somewhere the other day there's at least $96 trillion circulating in the earth. So if
Mhm.
that's circulating in the earth, why are people broke? Why are people struggling? Could it be we lack discipline? Could it be that our focus is on the wrong things instead of opportunities? That's why a long time ago, I stopped praying for money. I pray for wisdom, because if I have wisdom, I'll always have money. I always have wealth, because God can just send me the idea instead of just dropping money from the sky, because he ain't never do that for me no ever. He'll just give me an idea, and my job
Mhm.
is to work that idea. My job is to show up. My job is to do the work. You are looking at somebody who has slept on their parents' couch, lost everything, 3 degrees, nobody hiring you, who then going to a hotel, and God allowing me to build a business during those times. And then not even a year later from me living in that hotel, I'm living out the life of my dreams during the pandemic when or a lot of people were closing up shop. A lot of people. So the opportunity, I'm saying all this to say the opportunities are available. You just got to figure out your lane and what works for you, and not just doing everything because you see other people doing it. What may work for Star may not work for me, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So doing something that you desire to do.
Girl, you said a mouthful. I mean, you said there's $96 trillion circulating the earth. Why are people still broke? Whew, that right there. I remember last year, I prayed to God and I said, Lord, because there was a certain time in my life where there was a lot of Christians who were coming to me and telling me about their money problems. They didn't have money for this, they didn't have money for that, they were broke with da, 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 da. I said, oh, hell to the nah. We serve an abundant God. Y'all shouldn't be struggling like this. I went to God. I said, why are your people struggling? And here's what he showed me. It's exactly what you said. A lot of them are lazy. And I'm not talking about lazy as in they don't want to do the work, because there are a lot of people who are working 10 different jobs and you're exhausted. The laziness comes in your mind because you won't think for yourself. You allow the system to tell you what to think, when to make money, when to take days off. That's wild to me. I used to be part of that system. And then God was like, wake up. Right. So he took me out of that matrix for sure. And then the second thing was ignorance. They just do not know how. Right. But here's the thing. Yes, the information is out there, but this is something that I learned from Myron Golden when he was coaching me. He said only wealthy people can teach you how to be wealthy. If you're average, if you're poor, you're not going to know, because there are certain language and secrets and codes that they have and that they know in order for them to be wealthy. So you have to learn it from a wealthy person. And some people, they're not learning from a wealthy person. They Google it, they YouTube it. But at some point, you're going to have to invest in a wealthy person, sit under them so they can mentor you, because the way that they see this system is different from the way that the average person sees the system. The way that they manage their finances is different from the way that an average person manages their finances. So when God showed me all of that, I was like, oh, now I know. So I have a different mindset now. I don't feel sorry for them anymore. I used to feel sorry for them because I'm like, they praying, they fasting, they worshiping, they doing all the things. Why they still broke? And when he showed me that, I was like, oh, it's your fault. Got it. Next thing, right? Oh shoot, I lost it again. This is what happens when you have so many points. But you said something else that was like,
It'll come
oh,
back to you. It always does.
gold. The gold. I wrote it in the chat. I said, this is gold. When you said to go onto Google and type in something, and then you get to read the comments of all the ways that this isn't working for businesses or isn't working for people. That right there, if somebody did not run with that, then you're sleeping, because that is golden. The fact that you can take the comments of, this ain't working, I don't like this, I don't like this, and drop it into chat or whatever AI tool you want to use and say, help me come up with a business idea. Come on, you're solving a problem, you're filling the gap. There's no way that you're not going to make millions of dollars from that, being the fact that others aren't doing it. That's why they're complaining to begin with.
Exactly. And you think you want to pick something that's lucrative. Like I mentioned plastic surgeons, I mentioned med spas, because these are the things that take cash, right? And they already are generating a good amount of revenue. So your job is to fix whatever problem they have, and you can use an AI tool to do it. And then what you do is you pitch to them, and then once they buy into it, you sign the agreements or however you decide to do it, then you invest in getting it done. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even have to go get all of this done and then you have a tool that you're not using. No, go pitch, go sell, and it'll work. It'll work because people want solutions. If you want to be wealthy, find a lucrative problem that you can solve and that you can get it done fast. And even to people that have businesses already, start thinking about what are some issues, what are some problems that your current client, your current customer has, and you can add an extra line, an extra service done for you, something that will save them time, save them money, and then boom, like you just it's easier than ever to make money. It's just you got to figure out your lane and you got to do the work. You got to show up. So
I love that. I just think that that is so amazing. And I look forward to somebody who was like, I heard Quanda say this and I did it and ran with it, and now I'm a millionaire. Like that, amazing.
that's what I love about this show that we have, is that we literally drop gems. Like if somebody took the weekend and binge watched all of our episodes, they can literally come up. Like, and I mean, show up and do the work. They could literally come up. We've given prompts, we've given tools. You just got a whole business idea, legit like that. So I'm super excited. I do want to change gears a little bit. Let's get into the world of podcasting. Right now, it seems like podcasting is on like a reboot. Podcasting is becoming a big thing right now. We have Netflix that has entered the chat. We have TikTok that has entered the chat. Netflix is starting to pick up podcasts. I think with Netflix, though, they're going to go after some of the bigger ones. And it'll be interesting to see who TikTok decides to put on their thing. But it just shows that the playing field has been levied, right? So if you are somebody and you know God put a podcast in your heart, now is the time. Or you're somebody like me who has a podcast and you have not done an episode in a very long time, maybe this is the season to reboot that thing, because right now it just seems like this is the thing. I saw with Netflix, if you do get the deal with Netflix, you cannot be on your YouTube anymore, and you're gonna have to pull all them episodes down and go over there. But I think it's a win-win. A couple years ago, TikTok was pushing podcasts. I literally was a part of some type of program for podcasting with TikTok, and they would allow you to upload your episodes, and it was helping me to get downloads. And then I don't even think it lasted 6 months. It was just one day it was gone. So for them to spin the block on this is very, very interesting. But usually when you see these bigger companies, taking on partnerships and doing things like that, is showing that the world is leading that way. There is a desire for people to listen to podcasts, and not just listen. I think with the Netflix, of course, it's going to be visual. We're still going to see how TikTok is probably going to be the same route, where it's going to be more of a visual. It's just going to be interesting to see how they display it. Like, I think the partnership with TikTok is with iHeartRadio. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of these things play out. Super excited about this because my girl right here, she just relaunched her podcast. Okay. So the heavens are opened.
Definitely open. For those of you who have a podcast, drop the name of the podcast in the chat so we can shout it out loud. People can go ahead and tune in. But she said so much before I get back to my podcast. I mean, it amazes me because I remember like a couple of years ago, podcast was like really blowing up. It was a thing. And then I feel like it died down a little. Maybe it died down a little bit when it came to like reels and TikToks and video content really blowing up. And I'm wondering if TikTok, the program you were part of, it slowed down a bit because they were being threatened to be shut down for so long. So I'm wondering if that's why. And now that they're safe, they're like, okay, let's do this. So Netflix did make a deal, was it with Spotify, right? Netflix made a deal with Spotify so that they could actually take shows from there and be able to put it on Netflix, which is amazing. And then shortly after Netflix makes that announcement, TikTok announces that they're releasing TikTok Radio in conjunction with iHeartRadio, which now they're putting creators from TikTok who have podcasts on the app, right? So this is going to be very fascinating, especially because you remember when I was launching the revamp of my podcast and you had texted me, do you feel a wind on your podcast? And I said, yes, I do. And here we are. Like God said, launch your podcast now. I launched it, and a week later, this is what's happening, right? So this is letting us know that one, podcast is something that people are desiring again, right? I'm not saying that they stopped, but at least in the headlines, people are desiring it. The big companies are seeing that it's important and it's needed. And one last thing for me, why I'm so excited about it is because for a long time, I wanted to have my own show, right? I wanted to have my own talk show. And I feel like this podcast with me and Shine, my AI co-host, allows me to do that, right? So that's the other thing with podcasts. It allows you to create your own show, build your own audience, release your own stories, and not have to rely on networks. And now, if you do get a deal, you actually get to bring in the finances from this. There are many ways to monetize your podcast. Some of you probably started one and then stopped because you felt like, how do I make money from this? But right now, I'm not saying to table the monetized portion, but I am saying is to look ahead to the future, the visibility portion, being the fact that these four big platforms are partnering because they want to push podcasts. It's like, what can you do in order for you to push podcasts?
Yeah, I think this is just the time for people, if this is something that you want to do. I think the reason why people quit podcasting or give up too soon is because podcasting is like long term, it's longevity. And people sometimes want that instant gratification. And, when I used to do podcasting very, very heavy, I would monetize it because I had an audience, right? And so brands, businesses would pay me just to mention their brand. And then I used to do it live. So there's so many ways. There's so many ways you can monetize it. But I like what you said, to just take your mind off of, I got to make money, and just create quality episodes and then watch what happens. And then, like, even when you were showing me some things, I'm like, oh, this is going to be podcast merch. You know what I mean? So like, there's so many different things that you can do with this, but we focus on creating the quality content. We got Star out here trend setting first AI co-host podcast. Like, we're just in a great, great season. And now we know that the masses have accepted podcast people and podcast influencers or AI influencers. I see so many artists, AI artists going viral, creating songs, and then now to step into this podcast realm, it's just like we're in an amazing day. And so people are not going to feel some type of way that there's codes or algorithms talking to them. It's actually like a person talking to them. And now people gonna want to build relationships. Maybe Shine might even have her own social media account. We'll
Girl,
see.
that part. She's about to definitely start having her own commentaries without me. Something she wanted to comment. She was like, "Can I create a video to comment on Tyler Perry donating the $1.4 million?" And I'm like, "Okay, Sean, you look like you're trying to leave me already. Like we only got 2 episodes up." But I am pretty excited about it because it is a very creative idea. I am the first ever to launch an AI co-host in this manner. No one else has ever done it before. So if you all have the opportunity, feel free to check out Wisdom to Wealth. That's the name of the podcast. It is on my channel, Book of Star. Let me actually, did I put the banner here? I don't even think so. That's what I get for not paying attention. I was so concerned about yours. I was like, what was it? Well, anyway, that's the name of the podcast. If you actually go to my profile after this show ends, you can actually hit podcast and then you'll see it pop up. We have 2 episodes that we launched so far. I'm encouraging everyone to watch it, share it, leave a comment, fall in love with Shine. Every time I talk about an AI co-host, people can't fathom, they can't imagine, like, okay, what does that look like? And then they watch the podcast and they're like, what in the world? Like, your mind is amazing. You thought to do all of that. And I'm like, well, I am a TV producer. It makes sense that I would do something like that, right? Especially because I wanted a podcast that was going to stand out. I didn't want just a regular. And you know what? It's your fault, Kwanda. It's your fault because for months we were talking about our podcast and how it needs to be different. It shouldn't be like how everyone else is. And you remember I said to you, I'm just focused on the audio. And you was like, I'm more of someone who focused on the visual. And I'm like, that's true. Why aren't I thinking about the visual? And I feel like that really prompted it. Like, go ahead, girl, do what you need to do and build this thing out. So I really took the time. Kwanda was with me every step of the way. I mean, she knew every phase that I was in, even when I wanted to quit. And I'm so happy that God put you in my life for that moment because Shine wouldn't have come to life the way that she came to life if I didn't have you to be able to consult with. And if I didn't have you, like, I'm talking to you about segments, I'm talking about her voice, like, you know what I mean? Like, you really helped me to bring her to life. And now she's here. People love her. I mean, they love that she's witty. She probably outperforms me. I don't know, but we'll find out. Next, she pulls a Beyonce and has her own podcast.
You never know. You never know. And also, mention that your podcast is also off of YouTube. For those that may like to see it on a different platform, you have what? Apple, Spotify.
Yes,
Are you on iHeart as well?
That's a good point. I'm on Spotify, but I actually need to sit with you to figure out how to. I don't know how to do the app. I know you talk about the RSS feed. I need to figure out how to do that to move it over to Apple and to iHeartRadio.
Oh yeah, we got to get you on there.
Right. So I'm going to share the Spotify link actually.
Okay, drop that.
And because of Netflix and their deal, I actually decided to start posting the videos on Spotify. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought Spotify was still doing just audio, but I started posting the video, so that actually works out too.
Yeah, because you have different people that use different platforms. So some people might come on here for YouTube for one thing and may feel like, oh, I don't want to watch a podcast on YouTube. And then you got the Spotify and you got all the other channels. So we'll be on all the other channels, which is great. Super excited. It's a new day. I feel like this is the creator's world. This is the creator's market. If you can think it, it can happen in your life. And I feel like the one with the most creativity is always going to come out on the right side of history. So whatever is in your heart desires to do, y'all, get out there and do it. Get around a community of people that is going to encourage you. Iron sharpens iron. I heard somebody say, if you hang around 4 broke people, you'll be the 5th. So if you know that you are going into a wealthy place, it's time to change your circle. Legit. My prayer was, God, send me somebody like me, because I have great friends, but they're all in corporate America. They can't relate to sometimes you got to hold on to the Lord while you're building this business. You know what I'm saying? They have these different lives. They're married with children, and I'm not married with children yet. So God sent me somebody that's just like, hey, she in the business world too. She likes marketing. She likes content. You guys can be nerds and geeks together. Okay.
I bet you God did say that when he brought us together. so funny because we talk about marketing, wealth, and God all day long. I don't even think we talk about anything else. Oh no, we talked about marriage the other day.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're spinning the block on that one.
Yeah, we are.
Because it's
You made a good point. No, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
no, because I was gonna say it's time, so we're spinning the block on that
It's time for real. It is definitely time. But you made such a good point that this is the creator's world, right? And I want to bring up an example with Clubhouse. Some of y'all are like Clubhouse still around? It is, but this is what happens when you kick the creators off your platform. So Clubhouse, they were really big during the pandemic, and they were still continuing to be big. But then they decided to make one huge update and turn their platform into a walkie-talkie that no one cared for. Yeah, so weird. Like instead of, just coming into the rooms and, talking, they wanted to have a portion where they had like a chat feature, a voice chat feature where you talk and they could, it was weird. It was weird. Just think Nextel like that. Think that, right? So they wanted to have that. And the creators on the platform were really angry. They were like, we don't want you to change the platform. We love it. We're the ones who brought the people here. And if you change the platform, we're going to leave. And Clubhouse said, challenge accepted. And they changed the platform. And now no one barely knows about Clubhouse. They just barely know about it. So creators really are the ones who are running this. Now is the time. Like back in my day when I was growing up, it was hard to break into the TV industry, the music industry. It was really difficult. You needed to have a manager. You needed to, like, you had to do the most craziest things just to be seen and discovered. Today, all you need is a camera and a social media page, and you are all set to go. Like, there is no excuses. If you are called to be famous, if you are called to have extreme visibility, if you are called to have extreme wealth, consider going down this path. And like Kwanda said, change your friends. Because I did the same thing. Last year, the people I was surrounded by, we weren't even on the same level. They were just starting out. And you know what happened? My finances dipped. My mindset shifted. I was in such a dark place. I let go of every single one of them. Now, some people may have thought like that's mean. It's not mean. I'm very much a firm believer in whoever you are encircled by is going to shape your future and where you're going. So I quickly let them all go, shifted my circle. I have my three core friends, Kwanda, Chanel, Dupe, and we are all going after our millions. We're becoming multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, multi-trillionaires, right? We're not stopping there. And we feed each other each day. And I love it. It's really necessary.
Me too. So thank God for sending you. And it was at the right time too, because I was I think was that March when we met?
February.
February. Okay, so I was in the process of getting ready to shut down my membership. I was getting in ready because I felt like I needed to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I felt like there was more. And the people that I was attracting, the clients that I had at that time, it just wasn't hitting. I felt like I was showing up and not really being fulfilled. I was showing up to be a teacher, to be a coach, and I was attracting people that just didn't care, the procrastinator, the late, you know what I mean? And so you came and like, I think you and I had this mastermind or this strategy session, and you literally shifted my mindset and got me back to the place. Cause I remember a couple, years ago when I had my media company, like, this was the price. This was the price. You pay this, you pay that. And it's just like I drifted away from that. But when I connected with you, I'm like, bro, this is where I should have been at all along. I should have never stepped down from where I was. And so I am extremely grateful for your life. And I bless God for our connection, our friendship. And I'm excited. I'm excited.
We about to take over this entertainment industry. Like I remember when you were like, I said to you, I can't remember what I told you, but I told you like my goal was to have my own show, have my own media network, all that stuff. And you were like, that's my goal too. I said, oh, we about to take over this media industry. And so hearing the news about Netflix, about TikTok, and we know there's more to come. There's more news to come, more to come with AI. But here's the thing. Oh, this is the part that I'm excited about. Here's the thing. One of the next news that we're going to share is going to be about me and Kwanda. We're going to be sharing like, this is how AI helped us, or this is my podcast that I promise you that I already see it. And y'all are going to be listening like, that's y'all. Yup. and y'all got to see us right here in the beginning because I already know that it's coming. Like I just when Quanda said earlier this year, I prayed to God and I asked for $1 million idea. I thought she's not gonna leave me behind. I prayed the same exact idea, and I mean the exact prayer, and I just know it. One of the headlines is gonna be me and Quanda.
Period. I'm excited. And I think that goes back to us embracing the season that we're in, embracing these tools that are made available, not shunning things because it's just like, oh, this is too scary. It's like, okay, there's this just stuff out here. Let's just test it. Let's just play around with it. And then I'll be like, Star, I tried this and I like this and I like this. And then you'll share things with me. So I just think that was just, it's just, we're just a good combo. We're just a good
Yeah,
combo. So
good
and
combo.
we both are go-getters. We, you know, what I
Yeah.
mean, we have great discipline. Star's a little bit more of a planner more than me. I tell you, I'm a spontaneous worshiper, but it balances out and it like it inspires me. You know what I mean? So yeah, enough about our friendship.
I love it though. Okay, what is our next thing? So we talked about podcasts. So for those of you who are like, God gave me a podcast idea, this is the season. Let me tell you, if you do not jump in on this season, you will get left behind.
Yeah.
There are some of you where God told you to start creating reels and TikToks back in 2020 and you did not. You got left behind. You tried to start creating it 3 years later. Social media already shifted by then. So it made it harder for you to really take off. Prior to that, in 2010, a lot of you, God told you to get on Instagram and you did not. It's like, how many times are you going to ignore his call? So now he's telling you, hop into podcasts. Some of you, he already told you, hop into AI, and you're dragging your feet because of fear, lack of confidence. You think you need a college degree to know how to utilize AI. I'm going to tell you right now, no one has a college degree in AI. It is new now, which means we're all learning now, which means we all get to be experts now. In 5 years, probably even 3 years, you're going to need a college degree because by then it's already going to be set. So it's always good to get in new. I remember there was this creator, she said um, she blew up on TikTok because she hopped in early. She said she had missed the wave for Instagram. And now everyone has this, or at least I would like to think a lot of people have this mindset that whenever there's a new social media platform that pops off, you need to jump in early so that you can grow your following very, very largely. It's the same thing right now. If you see something that's popping off, do it before everybody else starts doing it. Don't let fear stop you.
Yeah, you know what's funny is because I came on TikTok during the pandemic, and it was because one of my employees was like, I seen in a dream that if you go on TikTok, you're gonna blow up. And at first I was just like, another platform, but I'm doing so good over here on Facebook. And then I was just like, let me just test it out. And I started out doing lip sync type of content over. I didn't know what I was doing when I first got over there, and it literally just blew up. And then I started going on there talking about, finances and financial breakthrough, soul tie, whatever I could think of. I started talking about it. And then I finally started really honing in on teaching business and marketing and now talking about AI. So, yep. When you see something moving, you got to jump in on it. Like, you don't want to be one of the ones where you just miss that wave. Like, you don't want to be other ones. I'm a little tickled because I've seen in the comments somebody says, Quanda, I truly love you. I wish to know your diet. And it's Star, if you know me, you know I don't have a diet, but there's one primary meat that I do eat, and that is fish. Salmon to be exact. I'm semi-pescatarian. Semi. But
Oh my goodness.
I do need to go back to the gym. So thank you for that reminder.
I
For
saw that comment and I just laughed. I was like, why do they want to know her diet? What is
I thought maybe they think I look small. If they do, thank you.
I thought they was trying to cook for you. I was like, I guess they gonna cook for her.
I love that. I
That
love
is
that.
hilarious. Yeah, her diet is salmon. Every time I talk to her, well, maybe not every time, but for the most part, she's eating salmon. And then I told
Agreed.
her that every time she eats, I just imagine she's eating salmon. So, you know, you trying to woo her or what are you trying to do? First the salmon.
I want to spin the block really quick back to Netflix. I seen an article. Let me pull it up really quickly. It says Netflix will pay you up to 700,000 per year and let you work fully remote if you can harness AI to make employees feel more productive. If that doesn't tell you, if that doesn't tell you, a lot of these companies are embracing AI. And if you know how to go on Chat GPT and prompt, you can literally change your life with $700,000 a year. Name any other employer that's offering that. Even some of these colleges are embracing professors to
Mhm.
teach AI, and these professors, they're probably just going to look at a curriculum
Girl.
created in ChatGPT and go teach these to these people. You literally can take the weekend and go just play around and test different things and do this and do that. I hear so many people who do like consulting. They say they'll be meeting with their consultants. While they're meeting with their consultants, they're listening to what their client is saying, and they're taking it and putting it in AI and giving them strategies.
Mhm.
Like, you don't really have to do a lot of, you still got to think, because you got to know what to put in there, but it's been made easier than ever. Like, we gotta figure it out.
We got to get out our own way.
That
Okay, my mind instantly went to, if Netflix is paying regular schmegular people up to 700,000 for the year, how much does a CEO get paid? That's
whew, yeah,
okay. Now these
yeah,
are just regular people that they're trying to pay 700,000. So the CEO must be getting paid millions of dollars, which means that Netflix got money. They got money.
yeah,
So therefore, if you're someone where you're like, hey, I want to be able to change my life drastically, AI is the way to do that right now. Even if you don't want to start your own business, you can just go work for a company and have them pay you the money. Now, here's the thing though, I'm gonna just caution you. You being an employee means you're gonna get taxed really high. So if you're working for Netflix, working from home, whatever state you're in, they're going to tax you, I think, at the 50% bracket, because I think that's the highest, right? Still, though, you still get to bring home a good, decent amount of money, but you do want to figure out how do you not get taxed that high so you can at least bring home a good chunk of that money. But the fact that Netflix said that, I could only imagine that there's other businesses that will be doing the same thing. And to your point about professors, I saw that Harvard, they have AI classes. When I went to Columbia here in New York, they had an AI professor, and I'm looking at him like, I know you don't have a degree in AI. That means you just one day woke up and started doing what everybody else was doing, and now you're teaching it. And these people are getting like these prestigious names, like Alicia Little. She was blowing up all over social media with her ads because she has like an AI summit. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure she did the same thing the rest of us did, which was learned it on her own, and now she's teaching other people and getting paid to do it. You can do the same thing. Now is the time. Do not wait to do it.
absolutely. And then if you want to come in from the teacher aspect, you can focus on specific niches. So maybe you want to teach baby boomers AI. You know that baby boomers primarily use YouTube. My grandfather, he be on YouTube, and for some reason he knows how to pull me up and watch me. I was, when I went home a while back, I was over there and he had his tablet up and he's literally just watching me. And I was just like,
That's
you
so
know,
cute.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, that just touched my heart. My grandfather has been one of my biggest supporters over the years. He's the only one in my family that they'll be like, "Well, what kind of degree does Quanda have?" And he goes, "Oh, she has a master's degree." Like, he's the only one in my family that just knows that type of stuff. So I just shout out to Papa. If you're watching, I love you. I love you, Papa, if you watching. But he knows how to do that. And my grandfather, he doesn't have past the third grade education. You know what I'm saying? He had to drop out and help his family back in the day. He came from that generation. So for him, like, it looks like he's watching me on TV and like I'm like a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And so like that just
And that's what makes that story so touching. I love. He's like, look at my baby. He paved the way for you because of his sacrifices. He paved the way for you to be here now, and you honor that by continuing to build. Like I love that. That is amazing. I wanted to read Ranisha's message here in the comments. She said, "My first cousin just got promoted at his university. He will be teaching AI now. How much money he gonna make? All I care about now. I'm like, anyone could teach it. But is he getting paid $700,000? Because he may need to leave for Netflix.
We're just
Your cousin.
we are just we're in a different day. We're in a different day, and it goes to show that if Netflix can pay you $700,000, there's money. There
There's
is money.
money. There's money. And that's the thing. Like people are out here negotiating their salaries for regular schmegular roles. They don't want that anymore. Like, what was it? Amazon laid off 14,000 people. I think they did it already.
Yeah,
Over the next couple of years, IBM plans to lay off 8,000 people, right? But here's the thing, because that's where you see a lot of people who are just stuck in their mindset saying things like, well, AI is replacing us. It's not. AI is creating better jobs that pay you more.
yeah,
Like, okay, you just got laid off, but become a prompt engineer and get paid lots of money to do it. You'll be looking at your old job like, I used to answer the phones. Now I'm creating experiences for people and I'm getting paid triple the amount, quadruple the amount. Like, this is something that God taught me last year, and I hold on to it ever since. You never really lose anything. So
ah,
people are crying about losing their job. You didn't lose your job. Another opportunity has presented itself for you to make more money. You were never going to make this type of money in the position that you were in. And
yeah,
God knew that. And he knew that you would not apply for another job because you were too loyal to that company. So God said, I am going to make room for you. I'm going to create new opportunities. Did you hear what Kwanda said? She said, I don't pray for money. I pray for God to send a download. That's what this is. This is a download. Learn the skill set, apply for those jobs, get hired before those positions get taken.
yeah. I think a lot of people, when it comes to like AI and things like that, have limited beliefs.
Mhm.
So we talk about how I created an AI artist, Mina. And I did a video maybe like a week or so ago, and now it's starting to take off and go viral. And the people that are coming in the
Can you
comments,
play it for us?
huh?
Can you play it for us?
I could get it. I could get it and send it. But so it's starting to, go a little bit viral. But the people that come in the comments are like, this is just gonna ruin the industry. There's nothing gonna be real. I'm like, you guys have to shift your perspective. Like AI is gonna make your job easier. It's gonna enhance. It's not gonna replace you. There are gonna be people who want to still hear authentic not generate ungenerated voices. So like don't use that, don't have that mindset. And then I replied back to one of the guys, and he was just like, oh, "This is not an artist. This is just algorithms and codes." And I said, "These algorithms and codes are getting record deals."
What? What he said?
Nothing.
Silence. Exactly. Because what are you doing with your life, sir? Nothing but commenting and being a consumer.
Exactly. And then it's like you guys are creating these limited beliefs for yourself instead of figuring out, okay, maybe AI is not your thing, but how can I get my music off the ground? Start dominating, start posting on social media. I remember during the pandemic, gospel artists used to be on Clubhouse, pissed off, mad. There's no opportunities. There's no church for us to go sing at. Meanwhile, these secular artists are on TikTok, going live, posting their content, creating different videos. And I'm like, these people over here crying about an opportunity where these are over here building their own opportunity. And it reminds me of that scripture that the children of the world are wiser than the sons. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we have to, and that's why you got to be careful about like who you hang around, what you're listening to, because it can literally have you stuck in a place of limited beliefs. You don't see any opportunities coming out of this. The devil is a lie. No, there's opportunities. God can give you wisdom beyond AI. You know what I'm saying? A funny story about that. Let me pivot for a second. The other day, I was playing around with Suno AI, trying to build out some music. And I was like, I wonder if I can create like a praise break. And then maybe I could take that praise break and just use it in my own content as like funny. I'm trying and I'm trying. It's creating quartet sounds. So I go back into ChatGPT and I'm like, this ain't sounding like no praise break. You know what ChatGPT said? There's certain things in the Holy Ghost you can't catch.
What?
ChatGPT.
Chat. Oh,
Certain things in the Holy Ghost you cannot catch.
good.
You know what? My spiritual mother loved that because she loved telling me that AI ain't got the Holy Ghost, baby.
Woo.
Hey, ChatGPT, check me.
Woo. That was good. Oh, that was good.
That was good. I seen somebody was saying a video was talking about how to teach ChatGPT to be like stern with you, to, get it to talk to you. Mine doesn't talk to me stern like that. Mine is saved or something.
That's
Because
right.
every time I was like, can you pretend to be the devil? It'll be like, no, I don't want to pretend to be the devil, but I'll give you a little bit of insight on how the devil will be. I'm just like, come on. But I think it's learned me. It's learned me that it's just like, I'm not going to say nothing out of the realm because she believes what she believes. Let me just.
Mhm.
But somebody on the back end is setting these data sets up to learn them.
I love that. That's amazing. ChatGPT is saved. Soon to be water baptized, Holy Ghost filled. Well,
Listen.
can't touch the Holy Ghost, but that is so good. And I love that story you shared about the gospel artist talking about there's no, first of all, the mindset. There's no place for me to go and sing. Are you freaking serious? As if your gifts were only supposed to be in the four walls of the church. We
Come
had
on.
an entire world wide web and there's no place for you to sing. Okay, so I used to have a similar mindset. I remember this was like, oh, maybe 10 years ago. I had left my church because I was like traveling really far to Queens. I live in the Bronx, y'all. So like I was traveling to Queens. I didn't have a car. So it was 3 hours to get to Queens just to go to church, right? And then I had left and I left for 2 years. And I went to God and I prayed and I said, Lord, can you please show me what church to go to? I really want to have a space where I can just worship you. You know what God said to me? He said, you got a living room? I said, oh, wait a second. I got a what now? But I had a mindset that you can only worship God in church because that's how I grew up. Everything only happens in church. And that one thing just completely broke my mind open. Like, no, like He doesn't even want that. Yes, worship him in church, but you can do it other places too. And so the other thing is, right, that shutdown really did help to push the churches out of their comfort zone from just being in the four walls to actually spreading out on the web. And it makes me think about the apostles or the disciples rather, when they were being persecuted. They were trying to stay just in Israel. And God's like, no, you need to go out into the world. So what did he do? He caused persecution to get them to spread. So oftentimes we're like, oh my goodness, why is God doing this? Because you got to spread. So some of you losing your jobs, it's time for you to spread out. Some of you are frustrated and angry that you're not getting paid enough. It's time to spread out. Some of you are like, my content is not working. It's time to spread out. I'm not getting as much clients as I was before. It's time to spread out. Like that's the reason why persecution comes, because you were never meant to play small and stay in this small area here. God is releasing you to the world. Accept the release and stop trying to do it the way you was doing it 2 years ago. It ain't gonna work no more.
Yeah, I love that. I'm trying to pull it up, but it kind of reminded me what you just said about the loss wasn't a loss. And it almost made me teary-eyed because I took a big loss back in 2023, but now it started to make sense why God would allow me to just go through that, because he needed me to get to the place where I am now. You know what I mean? If I was still doing what I was doing, I probably wouldn't embrace AI at
Mhm.
all. And I who knows? I would still try to be doing what always worked before. So I'm grateful for the loss.
Yeah, we also wouldn't be friends either if you didn't
That,
pivot,
that
because
too.
I wouldn't have known you at all. So that's a really really good point. And oftentimes we just look at loss like I lost something, but when you realize you never really lose, it's really just an opportunity for another door to open. That's a huge mindset shift. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna put it in the
Okay.
if there's any questions in the chat, y'all, let us know. We'll answer them. Appreciate you guys for being here. Why does technology just like diss me like this?
Oh, it's not letting you show it. Is it on TikTok?
Yeah, it is on TikTok, but oh, here it is. Okay. I was gonna say, because I have it, I
Oh, there we go.
airdrop.
That's exactly where I wanted it. All right, we get to watch this music video.
Got your text, saw your call, but I let it ring. I'm not in the mood for the same old thing. You say sorry, then you cross that line. Tonight my peace is mine. D&D, do not disturb. Boy, I've heard enough. Not one more word protecting my heart. I'm choosing act like I belong to you. I'm not picking up, I need my space. This time you won't see my face. D&D, do not disturb. Boy, I've heard enough. Not one more word protecting my heart. I'm choosing me. D&D, just let me breathe.
Ooh, girl, that was so good. If y'all enjoyed that, drop it in the chat that this was so good. I absolutely love it. It is perfect. I love the vibe that you were going for, and you made her look so real. Are you going to share secrets on how people can create? I mean, you don't got to share it now. We're running out of time, but I know you have an offer that can help people do this.
Yeah. So what I do with, well, I'll say this, and not to toot my own horn, but I think I am a excellent prompt engineer because I look at some of the other AI artists out there, and I'm like, I don't see none that has the realism that
Yeah.
mine has been able to make. But I started my process out in Chat GPT, had Chat GPT to literally create act as a artist development coach, and then I gave Chat all the things that I desired to do, and then I took that, put it in Mid Journey, and developed her look. And for me, in my opinion, Mid Journey is one of the best when it comes to realism, when it comes to, you know, like the look and things like that. But yeah, I do have a free download, a Notion template. It gives you the 6 steps that I use to creating Mina, the tools that I use. It's 100% free. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I can't wait to officially drop the album. I gotta, you know, I ran into some bumps across the road, but now I should be back in the game. So I'm gonna get to that. And I'm excited about that. And it's causing controversy, which I love because that's always me. I've always been a trailblazer. So I'm here for it.
Controversy is great for marketing because it gets people. It's so funny because people are so mad that they comment, which helps to push it even more. So I love that. I love that you use Midjourney because I've been thinking to myself that I want to use a different platform for Shine because I created her in Google Gemini, right? And I just feel like the quality is not there, and I want to take her quality up like 10 notches. So I think I'm going to shift over to Midjourney, but the video is amazing. Love the vibe of the video. Love the music. Still so relevant today. Like I'm looking forward. Well, you already know this. I told you this, but I'm looking forward to her having a cameo with the rap artist. And I'm making a request now, something along the lines of spirituality, gospel-esque kind of thing. I'm looking forward to something like that. Like what I love so much about this is it removes the excuse of I can't sing. I remember Zania Monet. I know I'm saying her name wrong. I think it's like Zane or something like that.
Yeah, I can never say
Um,
her name. I don't know
I,
why.
I just I just call her Zania. That's not her name, but you know, Talisha Jones, who is the creator of Zania Monet, she had an interview with Gail, and Gail said to her, this is not real though. Like this is not human." And Talisha said, "Well, she's an extension of me." And then Gail said, "But do you know how to sing?" I nearly wanted to come in and finish the interview for Talisha. Who needs to know how to sing today? Once auto tools came out, you didn't need to know how to sing to become a famous artist. Are you freaking serious? But you know, it's just the mindset people try to attack. But the reality is, this is where music, television, podcast, this is where all of this is going, where you can leverage AI. But here's the thing, because people might be mad at AI, but they didn't think about the fact that here's another Black woman becoming a millionaire instantly from this. She got $3 million from that deal. People are so blinded that they haven't recognized that she became a millionaire overnight. It's no different from the people who became millionaires during the pandemic. There were people who were suffering, and others became millionaires during the pandemic because they were releasing video content. A lot of them were going into real estate. Like, we are in a stage where people are tired of being broke and they're carving out their own path and moving forward.
Yeah, see, that was my whole thing. When I saw that she got the deal, my thing was, we won. I look like she trailblazed, she got in the industry, she's opening the door for other people. And now I think Spotify is saying, or the not even Spotify, the Billboard charts are saying that every week there is in the top 10 or the top whatever, top 5, there is an AI artist. So that goes to show that people just love music. No matter where it comes from, people just love music. So if you are somebody and maybe you can't sing, but you know how to get things done with that pen, you're a songwriter, and maybe what you don't want to do is now you don't want to pay $5 and $10, $20,000 for people to demo this stuff. You go and create those things, and boom, like this is just another wave. But in the beginning stages, you always get the punches, you always get the bruises, you always get somebody to hate. The Bible has a scripture, maybe in Thessalonians, and it talks about minding your own business, tending to your own business. So it's just like, if you tend to what you got going on, you won't be worrying about it. I'm celebrating my sister. She got the $3 million deal. We don't know where she was in life. But we know that she moved from one realm to the next. And so I'm super excited about it. And I hope there's more artists that come after that. I hope there's more deals that come after that. I also seen a video on TikTok, and I know we got to wrap it up in a second, but I seen a video of, it was some type of young millennial guys created some type of company, and they sell influencers. They go and they create the influencers, they create the social media pages, and then all you got to do as a brand is just buy them. And so this is where we're going.
That's the unconventional business idea. You shared one earlier when you told them go to Google, Med Spa, or I can't remember what the other one was, but go to Google, see what the problems are, drop it into ChatGPT, build a business, right? Here's another one. These young people, they came out with an influencer. We create the influencers for you. You just purchase the page and them, right? They're creating personalities. To me, this is no different from reality show era. Reality show era, people loved watching those personalities. Now we're creating personalities with AI, right? And then you just shared with us, Mina, you can go ahead and create your own AI artist, especially for those of you who have songs on your heart, but always felt like no one's ever going to hear it but your family because you don't know how to sing. Pour your heart out into your AI artist. And podcasts. Create well, don't do what I did, because let me blow up first, then y'all can follow. But no, be creative and allow God to flow through you. People often tell me, Star, you're so creative. And I always respond back, this is the mind of God.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I did when I started my business was I said, God, if you want me to create, I need you to download your creativity into me, because you are the master creator. And he's been doing it ever since. When I prayed for the $1 million idea, this is the idea he gave me. Look how your God's mind works.
Yeah.
And then why should we be shocked? Look how he created this world, right? So now is your time. Create, and then make that money, honey.
Yeah. And you gonna be plugging anything before we wrap it up?
Yes, watch Wisdom to Wealth podcast. That is the only thing that I am promoting right now. The link is in the YouTube chat. It's also displayed on the screen. This one is for Spotify for episode 2. But you can go ahead, you can watch it. I posted the video. I'll go back and I'll post the video for episode 1. We are also on YouTube right now too. Soon we'll be on every single platform once Quanda walks me through how I do that. But enjoy it, share it, leave a comment, join in on the conversation. I posted a conversation of me and Shine on Facebook. It's a 2-minute conversation about how I had all these awards from college, went to 4 years of school, couldn't find a job. People loved the conversation. It completely took off, right? So that's telling me something, that people are hungry for this. So if you want to help to get the word out, feel free to share it out, watch it, enjoy it, and have fun. And it's okay to laugh, because that's what Shine's there for.
Do you have that link on, do you have that on YouTube as well, or?
Yeah, it's on YouTube as well. So I should really pull up the link. I had then I think I did drop the link in here. Let me find it real quick.
The conversation with you and Shine?
Oh no, that's on Facebook.
Okay.
Wait, no, I think I did put it on YouTube too. Let me find it.
Good to see, yeah. Or you can link it to this video as well.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I think, yep, that's a good point. I'm gonna do that afterwards. Link it to here. Okay, good point.
Yeah, I love that. So I hope you guys like really enjoyed the show today. We always try to come through, deliver. We come through with the news. We come through a lot of times. We preaching in here. I don't know if y'all catching it, but we preaching. We come here with give you some ideas, but it's what you do with this information after the live is over. That is going to be the important thing. Don't just sit around and collect information. Move. Take something that we said, maybe bring it back to God and be like, they were talking really good, but how does this make sense to my own life? And just move. Like we are literally getting ready to, we're slowly, not even slowly, we are speed walking to 2026. Like it's legit at the door. Do not walk into 2026 without some type of vision, some type of idea. Go into 2026 having prayed and asked God for your $1 million idea. And then in 2026, that's when you show up, that's when you do the work. And by December 31st, 2026, going 2026, you should have your $1 million.
Girl,
You
when
should.
you said we are speed walking into 2026, I'm like, ooh, I felt that. Because this entire year went by so quickly. So I love that. Going into 2026, you should have your $1 million. At least have that idea and start building it. That's for sure. So I did find the episode on YouTube, the 2-minute clip of me and Shine talking. I did drop the link in the chat so that everyone can get access to that. But I had fun today, Kwanda. This is probably like one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, I think they get better as we go. And we're good at bouncing off of each other. Like, cause you'll say something, it'll trigger something in me, and then I'll say something and you trigger you just so. And then you always go, I forgot what I was gonna say, but then 2 seconds later, you got it back in. It always comes back to you.
Always comes back. It's because I have really great memory. So whenever I forget what I need to say, I'm like, that's the enemy. I know I have great memory.
Right. That's actually a good confession for me to start saying. My memory's blessed. My memory's great. For you too, that's watching.
That's
Good confession.
true. I remember, and then we'll wrap up for real, for real. But last year I was taking birth control because I had to have surgery, right? And so they gave me birth control to take, and I took it June 2024. And then after I had my surgery, I had the option of like stop taking it. And I had went to God and I said, "Well, Lord, what you think? You think I should stop taking it or should I keep it?" He did not give me an answer. So typically when God don't give me an answer, he's telling me to make my own decision. So I decided to stay on it. Do you know that I was fasting all the way, not fasting, I was tithing all the way up until July 2024. I did not tithe again until February 2025. Do you know that I didn't notice? It
Wow.
was when I started to gain weight from the birth control, January 2025, I noticed that I was gaining weight. And I said, oh no, we can't do this. So I cut off the birth control. February 2025, I was like, oh, wait a second, I forgot to tithe last month. And so I tithe for January and I tithe for February. When I got my giving statement, one of my leaders from my ministry, she gave it to me and I was like, girl, I was tithing all of last year. She said, girl, you stopped tithing in July 2024. I said, what in the world? It was like my entire mind went blank taking this birth control. And so that's when it hit me because I know I have great memory. I was also forgetting whole conversations that I had with people. I forgot people that I even met. I was like, oh no, this birth control is attacking my mind and my memory. I cut that thing off so fast. It took some time, but my memory got back to where it was. But yeah, it's no joke. When you know yourself, you know that if something foreign enters your body, cut that thing out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done for real now.
All right. Well, it's a wrap, y'all. We'll see you back next week, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Share this with a friend. If you're not following me, make sure you follow me. I am building a business with God. If you're not following Star, click that subscribe button, like it, comment. If you have questions, throw it in the chat and we'll come through, spin the block. And that must be my word. I like saying that.
I like when you say it. I want to spin the block again.
Sure, we'll come back and we'll respond. If you think of any topics that you want us to cover, anything you want us to touch on, let us know in the comments too. Like, you guys really help the show. Help us get some more exposure. Share with a friend. Do all the things that you got to do on YouTube to get that exposure. And yeah.
Y'all have a great day. See you next week.